today I'm going to teach you how to write a letter. I have written many, many letters, and I have received a lot of letters, and it's fun to write them, and it's fun to get them back. So today I thought, since it's so close to Thanksgiving, that we would write a letter to our parents telling them thank you for all you've done. When we write a letter, there's 5 steps, okay? There's a heading. There's the salutation, which is a big word. It's also called the greeting. Then there's the body. And also there is the closing and then the signature. So there's 5 steps that we're going to go through. Okay, first we're going to do the heading. For the heading, we're going to start over at the top of our paper, over next to the margin. We're going to write the date. Okay, and I'll show you. Today is November 21st, 2011. Imagine your paper's bigger. You're going to write the date first. Then you're going to come down a couple spaces and you're going to do what's called the salutation. But it's also called a greeting. When we greet someone, we usually say hello or something like that. But in a letter, we always put dear. So you're going to also do it at the margin. And since we're writing to Mom and Dad, we're going to put dear Mom and Dad. And after the greeting, we always put a comma at the end. Then we get to the fun part. This is called the body of the letter. It's where all the meat is. It's where you're going to tell them what you want to tell them. And since we're going to be writing a letter of thank you, some things that I might, I'm not going to write them up here, but some things I might would write is I would skip another line. I would start at the margin. And I might write, thank you, Mom, for baking the delicious cookies. Maybe, thanks, Dad, for reading me a bedtime story. And then you even could write, thanks, Mom and Dad, for being the greatest. That would be a good letter. So after you write your letter, then you're going to come down to what's called the closing. That means it's the end of the letter. And with the closing, sometimes we'll put sincerely or thank you, but this is to Mom and Dad, so we're going to end it with love. But with the closing, we come to the middle of the paper. We come down to the middle and we put love, and a comma comes at the end of it also. Then the very last thing you do, you have to tell them who this letter's from. And this letter is from you. So on this letter, you're going to write love, skip a line, and you're going to write your name. And that's called the signature. It's your signature. That way they know who it's from. So, here's what we're going to do. I want you guys to write a letter saying thank you to your parents. You've got to remember the 5 steps though. The heading, the salutation or the greeting, the body, the closing, and the signature. After you remember all those parts, you're going to write a wonderful letter, and Mom and Dad will be so proud that they will just love it. Have fun writing your letter.